Hi, it's Barbara Greenlee with Green Moon's Stamp Studio, and in this video I'm going to teach you a cool background technique called masking magic. Let's get started. Okay, in this video I'm going to show you a cool background technique called masking magic. We're going to use the Stampin' Up! Masking paper for this technique. I cut it into 1/2-inch strips. So this is how the masking paper comes. You get 12 sheets, and it's I think it's like 7 inches tall. Yeah, 7 by 5. So 5 by 7. Oh, it says it right there. Anyway, I just cut some strips. I've got, I think I have 5 strips here. And we are going to use 1, 2, we're only going to use 4 on this. So let's take out supplies. I did a little bit of pre-work on the supplies. Set this to the side. So we are starting with a white a white mat, and we are going to peel off the backing on these masking strips. And before you stick this down to your paper, it is masking, so it's like a temporary, it's not, extremely sticky, but it still can rip your paper. So what I like to do, and I'm doing this off camera, but I like to stick it to my jeans and let it pick up just a little bit of lint so that it's not quite as strong. And then we're going to use it to hold down our paper as well as for the masking. So let's get the second one, and then, or on your t-shirt. I'm going to do it on my t-shirt. That's a little easier than the shorts while I'm sitting down. And then I'm going to put another one at an angle. We are going to use blending brushes for our background after we get all these mask strips on there. Oops, wrong piece. This is the sticky side. Pick up some lint on my shirt. Okay, and let's stick another one across here. And then one more. And I'm going to use crumb cake for the background. Pick up the lint. Okay, and that one's a bit long. Okay. All right, so now that I have that all prepared, I'm going to use my blending brush, and I'm using crumb cake, like I said. So you're just going to load up your brush with crumb cake, start off of your paper, and you're going to blend all these little sections. And another variation with this is that you could use different colors in every section, but just so that I can quickly show you the technique, we're going to use one color for all of the sections. Now, before you pull up your masking tape, we're going to stamp also in those sections, and that will get masked as well. So I've got this snowflake stamp, and I believe it came out of the Snowy Wonder stamp set. So I'm just going to stamp this in early espresso. So you just want to turn this around different ways. To try to cover all of your spots. And again, it doesn't matter if you stamp on the tape because that's going to get removed. Get this corner up here. There's a little bit of space right there too, so get that and that. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm satisfied with that. And if you wanted it to be darker, you can go over it again. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so now you can remove your masking tape. You still want to do it carefully, even though we picked up some lint, so it should be less sticky. Still want to do it carefully. Now, if you're doing multiple cards, you can reuse this tape. I have found that 2 or 3 times before it starts falling apart. So it just depends. But you can at least use it twice. And you might get away with 3 times before it starts to get a little old and start ripping, etc. So let's see, this one is still covering up that one. You want to kind of take them off in reverse order from what you put them on, because some of them overlap each other. Oops, see, that one started to tear, so I'm going to go ahead and pull it from the other way. There we go. So that is our cool background. Now, one of the things that you can also do is you can use the masked portion to put words. I decided to go ahead and decorate the whole front and put words on a separate, actually I like this one better where I put the words up on dimensionals. But we also, my club, they do this for a technique, for their technique journal. And this is the little sample we made, and on the little sample I went ahead and put the words in the space created by the mask. So there's always that option. Okay, so let's get out our early espresso mat and go ahead and put this on here. And I want to show you a couple of other things with the set that I'm using. This is the Sweetest Star Bundle that has this little gingerbread cookie. So now we're going to just put this straight on the card. Okay, and then here's another little, most of you probably already know to do this, but if you want to color your ribbon, I wanted to use this cool gingham ribbon, but I would like it to be red. So I'm just going to take my blend and I'm going to, not too roughly, just on the edge of your brush, color this red, and then flip it over and make sure that the red soaked all the way through the other side. It will if you've got one that's not too not running out of ink, you know. And then I've stamped this from the Sweetest Star stamp set, and I'm just going to put, people are always asking me how you get this ribbon, you know, how do you arrange that nicely? And the best way I like to do it is by putting a little bit of tape on the back and then just sticking it onto my greeting. Okay, so then I'm going to grab some little dimensionals, the little minis, and I'm going to use a lot of them because it's such a long, skinny greeting. I want to make sure that it is supported well. And we're going to go ahead and stick this on the card. Near the top. There we go. And I've got a little snowflake. Let's see, did I bring any glue? I did not. That will wind up going right about there. And then I have stamped an inside to kind of match. This is also from the same stamp set, except like I said, I believe the star snowflake pattern is from Snowy Wonder. They also wrote down that I used Sophisticated Sled, so maybe that's where those snowflakes came from. I'll put it as a little heading to let you know. Okay, so on the cookie, to make it look more like a cookie, I wanted it to have a little bit of toastiness, so I did a little bit more sponging on him. So, and you want to do the sponging before you punch him out. Now, after you have your gingerbread cookie as toasty as you want it, then you can go ahead and punch it out with your punch. And then we have these cute little peppermints. So we're going to put those on the buttons. The littlest ones are the ones that fit the best on this project. So there's the little buttons. These peppermints, they're so fun. These will be back in stock soon. I'll look that up and write on there what week they're going to be back in stock. And then the last thing is the frosting on the cookie. So I am using the Pearlized Enamel Effects. And you'll want to make sure you have the air out of the top of it. So like grab a little scrap paper and kind of squeeze to get it started. And make sure that, there we go. All right, so I'm going to do his eyes. And when you do the eyes, you just want to go like little dollops straight down. And they will shrink down and be perfectly round as they dry. And then you're just going to draw on your frosting. So just follow the little squiggles that are already on here for you. And it takes a while to dry. I would just set this aside at least a half an hour before you try touching it to make sure that it's that you're not going to dent it. So, and then you can put him up on dimensionals on your card. And that is it. Thanks.